From toy boys to Ferraris, we're all familiar with the consequences of a midlife crisis. But could it actually be a positive thing? Raewyn Hamilton and Geraldine are here to discuss. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you, Sarah.
So how can a midlife crisis be a positive thing?
I think it's something that nobody should go without. I really do.
It's an opportunity to change and grow and find out more about who you really are. I think for our age group, one of the major things is empty nest, children leaving home, a woman with that nurturing so inbred in them. You know, we live our lives for 20 years through our children, and then suddenly they're gone, and we're thinking, and of course, you know, our children are temporary, and they wander off, and we're thinking, oh my dear, what now? You know, who am I? I don't know who I am because I'm not the person I was when I was young. And that's a great opportunity for women, because then you can actually start to be or work out who you really are and what you want to be.
I think we're all so very concerned with our identities, and especially in the Western world, our identity is our job.
Yes.
And if you come to the stage where it doesn't feel right with your values, you have to re-identify. Or it might be a relationship breaking up. You're not part of that identity. You're not part of that couple.
Which you might have been for 25 years.
You may have
Absolutely.
been, and even more. And you may have had 3, 4 children, and you're not just their mother. And you can't be just a grandmother because it's not acceptable to be just a grandmother.
But the problem is, you mentioned career, like you think, oh, well, maybe I want to try something different. But the problem is, and we've heard this a number of times anecdotally on this show, that once you're in your 50s, it's really hard to get employed.
Well, yes, it is, but I have never seen so many amazing women. I've been part of a little business network for a wee while, actually, with the website. And I have seen women go from corporate to life coach, from a mother to a naturopath.
The good thing about women in their 50s who are wanting to work, they have a wonderful attitude. You know, they want to be there every day. They're conscientious. If they haven't finished at the end of the day, they will stay and finish their work.
They don't have to go and pick up their children at 3:10.
Exactly. They're alive. You know, they are there because they want to be, and they feel valued, and they give huge value back.
But that's a matter, though, I think, for employers to acknowledge.
Absolutely.
You know, we can say all those things and you can, you know, advertise yourself like that, but so often there is this ageism out there, and particularly against women.
In fact, there was a recent court case, I think, taken to the BBC, and this woman, a presenter, won it because of ageism, and it's been the topic of conversation. But there are some incredible midlife career coaches who will help women work out who they should be working for and actually target.
And there's wonderful voluntary organisations like the Chamber of Commerce, for example, will help you. They'll take you down to that what's that dress?
Systems advice? Oh, Dress for Success?
Dress for Success, to get you clothes, to get you kitted out. They'll give you coaching on how to put a CV together, how to do an interview, and it's all those things. It's just having the confidence to take that step and go and do it.
So that's if you're sort of feeling like maybe your career's not right on track. What about if you're having a crisis about your own personal self? You might be looking at your husband thinking, you know, why am I still married to him? That sort of thing. What do you say to women in that situation who are feeling like, I want to have an affair? You know, do you know what I'm asking? I know, I know, but you know, a lot of people, you know, the children are gone and they're suddenly stuck with Bob.
And some lovely man in the fruiter is paying you some attention, is there?
Yes, or
And
they do
flattering.
the eat, pray, love. I mean, that's been every woman's mantra, isn't it? Just take off into the wild blue yonder and rediscover yourself. Well, it's actually not possible for most people, is it?
Not practical.
No. But I mean, I just did something really weird the other day and went and had a genetic brain profile to find out what I was good at.
You found out you had a brain.
I found out, not only did I find out I had a brain.
I'm going to find out if I've got one.
What's a genetic brain profile?
Well, it's to find out how you were genetically hardwired.
How do they give you a scan?
Fantastic.
No, it's actually based on this particular one. I think there's all sorts, but this particular one was based on kinesiology.
Okay. So they push your arm down and things.
Yeah, and it was absolutely amazing.
So what did you find out about yourself?
Totally, I cannot be employed.
Oh, interesting.
And I've only ever been employed for 6 months in my
What she
life.
means is she has to be self-employed. She can't work for somebody else.
You can't handle having a boss.
I can't. And I always used to beat myself up about it, but so I'm very happy finding little businesses to...
So you're basically genetically wired to not
like authority.
Not like authority. But that's interesting.
I used to hate myself.
So what are some other things that you can do, to get, a friend of mine has started French lessons, for example.
Yes.
Fantastic.
And he's a bloke, but still he's, in his mid-50s, I think, and he's like, it just keeps my brain active. Are those the sorts of things we can think about rather than buying a Ferrari? Not that you can afford a Ferrari, but you know what I mean.
Look, you can learn a language. You can learn the piano. It doesn't have to be expensive. There's lots of things. I mean, there was a wonderful man in the Herald, a lovely photo of him, doing his doctorate. He was 70. And he said...
Go back to school.
Yes, go back to school. But, there's lots of us in our age group who didn't get the opportunity to go to university, and this is your opportunity if you want to. But he was saying, it gives me something to do every day, a reason.
Morning.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you have any other anecdotal examples from women who've been on your wisanow website?
One particular woman. We have quite a few little competitions, and one was a 16-week for a draw for a coaching program. And the woman who won it
I don't think I can do that, she said.
Was so enmeshed in who she was. She said, I don't know, I think you'd better find somebody more worthy of this, really. It won't be me. She is a new person. She is unbelievable. She wrote an amazing letter to us the other day.
Because good old Raewyn said to her, no, you are actually going to do it.
No choice. So how did this coaching session change her? Like, what is she doing differently now in her life?
She believes in herself utterly. So therefore she believes she can do anything.
Is that what it's all about?
It's about self-belief.
It's about confidence, yeah.
Even in your midlife, you should be able to just think ahead and think about all the things you're going to do.
I used to think you'd get to midlife and it would all be a cruise. And that has been the biggest shock, that the learning never stops. And I know that at 70 I will be learning something else.
Well, they say an active brain is what keeps you young.
Absolutely.
I can't remember who said that, but someone very important.
Somebody like Albert Einstein.
Yeah. Ladies, thank you so much for coming on the show, and we'll look forward. You're going to be coming back next couple of weeks as well. Wonderful stuff.
Thank you, Sarah.
Indie pop singer-songwriter